Hey everyone! So today I have something really cool to share with you, and it is this DIY gouache palette. So sleek, so shiny. I have been using gouache off and on for about a year. I'm not professional. I have to keep saying this, but I'm not professional when it comes to gouache. But when I first started using it, I fell in love with it. And some of you may remember that I attempted to make my own on-the-go palette. Of course, knowing that I just started using it, I didn't do my research. So I didn't know that out of the tube it would crack, and yeah, so I had problems with it. So the first attempt, I used these empty half pans that they use for like watercolor, but after a few days or so it started to crack and it fell out of the pans, so it wasn't fun, and I was bummed because I really liked the medium. So that kind of discouraged me to continue using it on a day-to-day basis. I know there are some people who love to work with it straight out of the tube, but I just hate having to open each tube whenever I need to use it, and plus it just hurts my fingers. Ugh. I want to be able to bring it along with me, like when I go traveling or urban sketching. So a year later, I've come up with a solution, and I'm hoping that this works well for me for a while. And yeah, I did some research and just kind of putting ideas together and making it into my own little gouache palette. So just to let you guys know, after this talking portion, I will have a DIY video of how I created this thing. I bought it from Amazon, and originally I wanted to just go find a vintage tin from the thrift store. I went a couple weeks ago. I went to literally 3 different thrift stores. I had no luck and I was bummed, and so I started searching online, and then I found this. I was like, oh shoot. And just to let you guys know, I will leave links down below to all the materials that I use for this palette. So if you guys are interested in making one for yourself, that would be cool. And let me know if you attempt to make this. So yeah, let me open it up, show you the goodness. Voila! Oh yeah, look at that. So first of all, I'm going to show you this part for mixing the paint. I had a bunch of paper palettes. There's a bunch. So I decided to just cut them up to size. I think it's a cool idea. When I'm done or I don't like the colors that I mixed, I can just dispose of it, and then there's more in the back. See? So yeah, that's a good idea for now. Eventually, I would like to, I don't know, what do people do? Do they spray paint it white? But for now, since I have all of these paper palettes, I want to use this up before I do that. So now to the best part, the paints. So like I said earlier, my first attempt was putting them into watercolor half pans, and that didn't work out for me. I know people mentioned using like gum arabic or honey, but I don't want to deal with that. I just want it straight out of the tube. And I realized I had some of these saved. So these are, I call them paint pots, but the ones that I bought from Michael's, they call it, what do they call it? Plastic paint strips, because they're in strips. But as you can see, I cut them up individually and then glued them. So yeah, I'm glad I had these saved up. Originally, when I bought these just for traveling. So I always want to pack light, so whenever I need to bring like my skincare, I would put them in these little airtight containers. So I had a few left, and I thought about it, I was like, oh shoot, I can totally use this for my gouache paints. And so I did a test for about a week, and I did it with the ultramarine. And after a week, the results, oh my gosh, like the consistency stayed the same, and it was still moist, like, all the moisture stays in, and I was really happy about that. And when I touched it, it would transfer on my fingers, so I knew that was a good sign. So yeah, I ended up having to buy a little bit more because I didn't have enough for all the colors that I have. I have 14 colors here. So yeah, and as you can see, I put labels. You know, I didn't need to, but I wanted to do it just to make it cute, you know? And so I did swatches of each so I know what it looks like painted on. So I used super glue. It's been 24 hours, but I'm gonna wait another day for me to open it because I'm scared to open it and then have it fall out. So I'm just gonna keep pressing it down, making sure that it's stuck on there, you know. But yeah, I'm really happy about this palette. And the cool thing is that my paintbrush fits in here, right in the middle. But I don't know how the Aquash water brush would fit in here because it's a little bit thicker. But yeah, it's cool, right? As I can see just from here, all the paints look like they just came straight out of the tube. They're still super moist, buttery, and smooth, and I'm really happy with this. And I'm glad that these containers fit in here so nicely. I had to do the measurements like 3 times just to make sure, because sometimes when I buy things online, the measurements aren't like exact. I don't know. But yeah, I'm so glad this it's a perfect size. Obviously I would have loved it to be more compact. Originally I was gonna use like an Altoids tin, but it was only able to fit I think 6 colors. But even if I put 6 colors, I wouldn't be able to, you know, glue them and then open them easily. And hopefully this helps a lot of you. I think this is a really great solution, and let me know if you guys want me to do like a review on my own DIY palette. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoy the time lapse, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Weird